Greetings. Today is Wednesday, and it's let's see, I'm not sure what the date is, but I know this Sunday will be the 20th, so it's the week before that. And I want to say something about the choir director position, because I think some folks have been wondering whether or not we would be hiring a new choir director. And the music team, Jennifer and Susan and Ray, have all been discussing, what that might look like, what that would mean in this time of COVID, and with the personnel committee. So I wanted to give you an update about that particular position, so you would know what to expect in the coming year. Well, at this time, the personnel committee is not advertising for a choir director, choir/music director, because we're not able to have the choir gather in total for practice or in total in the sanctuary at this time. So they are putting that off until the new year, and then we'll be reassessing that in the next quarter, the first quarter of the new year, taking a look at what happens with the virus and COVID-19 and the distribution of the vaccine, which I know will be forthcoming in the coming months. We will have to wait for it to be distributed among the frontline workers, medical staff, and those individuals who will need it most, and then distribute it to the general population. So it's going to be a few more months before we see the effect of having a vaccine. And with that in mind, the Personnel Committee has just placed advertising the position of choir director on hold. So that's just for you to have as information. It may or it may not come in line with the arrival of the new pastor. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. So the other thing I wanted to talk about today are the luminaria that we will be using Christmas Eve. And this Saturday, we will be putting those together. Judy Sullivan and Ginger Martin will be here at the church, in the church parking lot, putting those together. And if you would like to help, maybe call ahead. Make sure that we don't have too many people showing up at the same time, or if you'd rather not come, that's fine as well. But they will be sacking sand and putting the battery operated votive candles inside. So it will be no flames will be involved in the luminaria. I also wanted to share some information about the luminaria and their origins and the tradition of having these. They are connected to the tradition of Las Posadas. And there is actually a service of Las Posadas in the Book of Common Worship. I was looking at that the other day. And the tradition Las Posadas translates the inn or lodging. It recreates the sojourn of Mary and Joseph in Bethlehem. And today, throughout Latin America, men and women and boys and girls dressed as Mary and Joseph travel the streets seeking shelter, often with a donkey, and they are followed in a procession by pilgrims dressed as angels and shepherds, stopping at homes, asking for refuge, and joining in prayer. And in the early days of Las Posadas, these travelers were guided by the light of small fires burning in the patios of homes and churches of Mexico. Luminaria, as they were called, were tiny stacks of small sticks shaped into squares and set aflame. So in New Mexico, that is still very popular at this time of the year. And in the pueblos, which have been influenced by Catholicism, you can see luminaria lighting up the Pueblo streets at night. And this has come to be something of tradition that they have taken on as well. And it's quite a spectacle. At one time, it was very popular and common to see here in Arizona territory, because at one time, Arizona was a part of New Mexico, that whole territory before there were states. The Mexican influence, along with the indigenous influence, made it quite common and popular to have the luminaria out at this time of year. So we will be using these on the church property Christmas Eve to light the path for the Christ child. And I hope that you will see it as a symbol of lighting the path of Christ to your home or to your heart this Christmas season. While we cannot gather together as we once did and pack the sanctuary, we will be gathering online, virtually, and a few who are able to come socially distanced in the sanctuary or in Falkenstein Hall if you care to be present there. And should others show up that we did not expect, we have made arrangements to project the service outdoors. So there will be chairs outdoors for those hardy souls who may show up, and a screen so that we can project the service outside. Again, I would like to commend the tradition of the ancients, the indigenous, as well as those of the Catholic faith who lit the way with luminaria. And I wish you all a blessed Easter Sunday. Easter, it's Christmas Sunday coming up. And I look forward to joining you in worship.